Hey, this is your pal Doug, speaking to In the Dark. And yes, I think it actually heightens the mood of this book that I want to read from. My friend Mike sent me Shakespeare's Dog, and he asked me to read the opening passage in an Oliver Reed, Richard Burton style, and which I'm going to do. Um, this is by Leon Rook, and it's I would say, comic look at Shakespeare from the eyes of his dog. That spongy, water-licking wolf's leech was down on the grass doing sport with Ma, and when he saw me romping toward him with choppers flaring, he whirled in gummy panic and gave Ma a great kick in her hind parts that sent her spinning over on all fours, whimpering her sorrows at pleasure abated, and leaking drool from her yellow mouth. Ah, you wench, I thought, you thrush-throated, bumping dog, you, the devil take you. So I tagged her one on the fly, a quick bite of the toes to gristle and fur, and kept on going, black and blaw, woof and roar. Oh, you mangy hoppers with pig feet for brains, here, humping away to heart's content, and in my yard. There goes dignity, as a barrel-eyed two-foots would say. Well, you'll taste the poison of my fangs. You'll get hookers come upperance, and what for? You'll have my claw studs where dogger was, woof woof and off off, damn you all. Wolf's leech was up and running, the slake, but as he had no place to go except from wall to wall and around one leafless elm, I soon had the dribbler doe-footed in my punches, and with his tail between his legs and crying like a headless murmur. "Don't hit me, Mr. Hooker. I was doing nothing wrong." So I raked him again, the sly Rudesby, for lying, as much for dickering poor Ma, whose addled spirit had picked up now to the extent that she was chasing us from wall to wall and around the stunted elm, nipping indiscriminately at our heels, and tripping me up as I sought to corner Wolfsleech and dip my chops 30 times into his bushy face. "Ah, and eck, blah, and blah, you piddler, you leaf-sniffing pooch." I'd been searching for the cur all morning long, since the minute I noticed he'd pizzled my bloodmate Terry and made a bloom. "I'm sorry, Mr. Hooker," the potato head whined. "Don't you go believing all you see. No, I wouldn't do nothing wrong either to your sister Terry or to your love's breath Ma, from whom I was only juicing fleas." "Aye," I said, "and here's fleas for you, nasty hedgehog, thou jouncing hen's dog and baldy basket. I'll soon have your bones dusted and ready for the charnel house." And I hit him again, this time from one side to the other of his gore-bellied flanks and on his noodle, and with each venom quaking full way down my spine, I kept on throttling and maiming the sodden piece. "Call yourself a dog?" I spat out. "Ah, you will stay swinish in your ways for all I preach, and I'm up to my gizzard's rear end with a lot of you. Foam at one end or the other, that's all you tail waggers know, damn your cocked hides." "Nay, whoa," the shitter groaned. "I'm wit, Mr. Hooker. I've dawned on to the error of my ways. I'm set right to learning now." But I'd heard all this before, even 1,000 times, and kept on laying full sweat into the dismal slug. In truth, I was in my cock-walking mood, for as for too long I had let principles slide, and in the absence of tyranny, rough slack times had instilled the crow's breath over our yard. "Woof, woof, gurr, and growl," I said. "Take this and that, demented beast, thou feast of a cesspool." I wanted the bugger's blood between my teeth, to slurp up his guts and glory for my own mixed estate, to get my hot bellies full. Ma, I noticed, was squat-tailed down, rubbing her orthole against scratch-grass, trying to erase some late gush-backing sting. "Joy to itch in a minute," I heard her groan. "Oh, what profit in humping anyway, when it always comes to this?" And I wished I'd toesed her harder, the no dreaming, hog-shouldered, hog-stupid bitch. Dog wants more, I thought, than this. "Mercy, Mr. Hooker, The crapper wolf's leech screeched, no doubt feeling the firmament's full ungodly woe had dumped down on him. I had my fangs locked on one ear, out to tear ear from foggy, soggy brain, though in truth it was the whole of the boneless earth I yearned to rip asunder. Yea, that was my quest, to put it mildly. Somewhere between crust and core I rigged, there must be something more chewy than a mutt's ear, something that could sweeten my dogly vinegar. Don't murder me, Mr. Hooker. I'll give you murder, you scab. I'll skin your feathers inside out. And my fangs came down on his fat tongue, closed on his miserable unleaded jaw. Squirt of blood good, another squirt better yet. He let out a death-gate's leap of pain and rolled over, playing dead, giving his hind crutches a twitch, yet I kept chopping. Ugh and og good, meat of slacked dog. It brought no rapture, but put a flutter of hope to my dark mood. It did something to the putrid hum in my chest. My ceiling lifted a bit. Don't maim me, Mr. Hooker, Ma the cockroach begged. Oh, the mean blindness of her, that she didn't know, could never see or care at what she saw, that Wolf, herself, and every other dog came to their cribs already maimed, in their spirit, in their stringy brains, maimed by falsehoods, their own deceits, by treachery of blood and power of tick, by the canon of Canitus, and expediations knock-kneed a curse by man's inhumanity to dog. Black rage swirled inside me at these thoughts, flapping above my brows like a dozen vultures strung to a single wing, and for a moment blinding fury spun me flat. I wanted to stamp out the whole of dog, our entire half-trumped-up race, to put the blankets on us all. Dog? To be dog? What's the use? I let loose a wolf and flung myself at Ma to rattle her in all her startled parts. I raked a claw straight down her face. You're crazed, she flung out. A wife-beater, like that 2 foot you cleap to, the pimply Will. Lies now. What next from a cockroach dog? She streaked behind Wolf, hoping for safer nest, content to let that brute catch the brunt of my itching teeth. I romped into both of them, paw and jaw, off, woof, woof, bow, wow. I yanked hairs from their necks, sunk talon and heel into their eyes, dug hot licks into their chests. Whole-hearted mayhem was all dogs of their league would ever understand. Like feeble swans, they tried scratching away, but Hooker's lava poured after them. Mercy, mercy, oh, someone save us, the piddlers cried. Off, you shits, bow wow, you humping pugs. Hooker, the whirlwind, avenging dog. And that's the beginning of Shakespeare's Dog, by Leon Rook, and snarled by Doug for Mike. And I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good one.